Cross cleans it out to left, hit a mile, and that baby's out of here. Cincinnati strikes right back on the 2-run shot from Josh Cross. It is 3-1 in the blink of an eye. Putting vaguely in a bind here, the 3-1 to Jones. And he smacks it to left. That'll score the game's first run. In a game that they might be at a premium today, Alec Jones gives Cincinnati the 1-0 lead. 2-2 again. It's a bunt, dropping everyone by surprise, and Tolley off the mound makes another great play. The glove flip force for the second out. That'll help him break out of the slump. Base hit to left. Hartle scores, Lito trying to score as well, and the relay is late. 2-0 Jayhawks in the second inning. Diggins the RBI hit. On the ground left side, nice diving play. Carrington cross for out number 1. Slapped out towards left, long way to go, and a diving play made by Polad. 1-2. Got him. Big punch out for Logue out of the pen. This is Big 12 baseball on ESPN. A little bit of a gloomy day today in Cincinnati, but that won't put a damper on the first ever home series in the Big 12 for the Bearcats, taking on an up-and-coming Kansas Jayhawks team. After 1 week and before week 2 of Big 12 baseball, here are the standings. Houston off to the great start, 4-0. Oklahoma also undefeated at 3-0. Kansas 2-1 after a big series win against number 3 TCU last weekend. Welcome to UC Baseball Stadium. So glad you're with us. Anthony Mazzini here with the former big leaguer Billy Hatcher. Glad you're with us today. All right, Billy, this is a pitching versus offense matchup. Can this Cincinnati offense, which is second in the Big 12 in runs, keep up with a very good Kansas pitching staff?
It's going to be very, very tough.
1-0. Horned Frogs, 1 run on 3 hits. Not much going so far for Cincinnati. They've run into a real buzzsaw today with Peyton Tolley, Zach Siegel, and is 1 run enough today? Obviously, they hope for a little bit more, but is 1 run enough for Peyton Tolley? There's Kirk Saarloos. We're going to start calling him Kirk Sarlost for a little while. We couldn't find him for the first 2.5 innings. He was hiding in that dugout, but there he is. We were joking around with him before the game, Zach. He pitched for Cincinnati in the major leagues. 7-year major league vet. Gloomy day today in the Queen City. We said, is this how you remember Cincinnati? He said, yeah, opening day 2007, it snowed against the Chicago Cubs.
That sounds about right, knowing Cincinnati. Horned Frogs are not used to this in Fort Worth. Kirk Saarloos done a lot of great things for this program. Been there as the pitching coach for a long time. His 3rd season as the head man. Obviously took them to that College World Series appearance last year. If you're a TCU fan, you got to love the trajectory he's got this program on.
Started out as the pitching coach a few years ago and then took the reins. And TCU is always going to have pitching with Kirk Saarloos at the helm. It's been the offense the last few weeks that has plagued the Horned Frogs. They're trying to get that back on track. Scoreless through 3 innings today. But they have their ace on the bump.
We've got 2 head coaches here with pitching backgrounds in Jordan Bischel and Kirk Saarloos. Always something to note. See a lot of catchers and position players as head coaches typically, but representing the pitchers like myself here.
Jesse gets plunked. First blemish on the line of Peyton Tolley. So Hunter Jesse, the transfer from Indiana, who's been feasting on Big 12 pitching, draws the lefty-lefty start and gets hit.
Hitting a guy when you're up in the count like that, maybe the most frustrating thing that can possibly happen as a pitcher, along with the blue pit. You feel like you got Jesse there, you got him down in the count, and you back up a slider. Some cold weather probably doesn't have as good of a grip on it.
Up and away to Jones. 3-game hitting streak for Alec Jones, who's starting to find his footing in the box. Returning starting catcher from last year, but Josh Cross has also been getting some time behind the plate. You're not taking his bat out of the lineup. So Jones has played a little bit more sparingly this year, but starting to get a few more at-bats and take advantage of it.
As you said, starting to heat up. His presence behind the plate is great. When I pitched to him last year, I always felt real comfortable. You know, just being a veteran guy as a catcher, you just know how to deal with younger pitchers really well. Not to say Josh Cross doesn't. I think he's done a really good job, but the impact of a 5th year behind the plate, is very nice for a pitching staff. So the fact that he's starting to heat up at the plate just means he'll get more time behind the dish as well. Because as we know, if you hit, you're going to be in the lineup.
On the inside corner, had him backing away.
Another thing with Tolley, he's not afraid to pitch inside. And any good pitcher, you cannot be afraid to pitch inside to buzz a guy, whatever you want to say. Especially on a cold day like this, you establish that, get them thinking about it on the inner half, then you break off a slider.
Went back inside, and Jones does just enough to stay alive.
The thing I'm most impressed with so far with Tolley isn't even the stuff. It's just his relentless aggression, just going right at guys. And it's as advertised. He pitches deep into games for a reason, as I said, and he just has no fear out there.
That's what Kirk Sarlos told us. We talked to him before the game, just that competitive nature. Never backs down, goes right at you. Something I'm sure he can appreciate. Off the hands, popped up. An easy play for Boyers. Now, Peyton Tolley, we've talked a lot about him. I mean, this guy has just been nasty the last couple of outings. 1.52 ERA in his last 3 starts.
That's pretty good.
You don't say.
Like I said, deep into games, going right at guys. Big fastball, jumps out of the hand. As I touched on earlier, huge extension off the mound. He's 6'6", big imposing frame. And he strides so far down the mound that 92-93 looks like 94-96. And that allows him to sustain that velocity deep into the game. And really, he pitches like a closer. A lot of fastballs up in the zone, big and aggressive, but he's pitching like a closer for 8 or 9 innings. And there's not much that you'd want more than that if you're TCU.
Dealing with Pearson for the first time. 0-1. Dalton Pearson hitting .211. Home run, 11 batted in. If there's one knock on Peyton Tolley, and it's not even a knock on him because he can't control this, it's the run support that he gets. One of the lowest on the team in terms of run support per starts. Pearson brings it away on the bunt bid.
That does seem to be the case a lot. And, you know, it's almost a thing like when you got a guy like that on the mound, your offense knows that he's going to go, probably not give up many runs. So maybe in the back of their mind, they're not thinking that they got to go score as many runs as if they got a spot starter or a midweek starter out there. That seems to always kind of be the case.
Tolley only getting 4.9 runs per game of support, which for Peyton Tolley, about 5 runs per game is going to win you more games than not. But compared to the Luis Rodriguez's and some of the other guys that TCU will roll out there, that's one of the lowest on the team.
I guess on a positive note, Josh Tolley, he doesn't have to spend a ton of time in the dugout. That's why he can stay in these games. He's not getting cold between innings if they're not putting up a bunch of runs. I know when I was out there in the dugout, as much as I want my team to score behind me, I'm just sitting on the bench chopping at the bit to get back out there. And so far, he's been quick work.
Misses high there, 2-2. Pearson in his first season with Cincinnati, coming over from Georgia State at 285 last year. The 2-2. Fly towards right. Myers, a couple steps towards the line. So after the hit batter to open up the inning, pop out, fly out, and now Tolley back to the top of the order to face Loudon Brooks for the second time.
Number 8, Loudon Brooks.
Loudon Brooks saw it well off of him his last at bat. Hit it hard. See if he pitches him backwards at all, second time through the lineup, or if he's going to keep going right at guys with fastballs. I think I'm answering my own question. I think he's going to keep going right at you.
Brooks showing bunt and takes the strike. Did go to that slider. Well, you mentioned it, Zach, you know, with the 2-pitch mix, it's not like there's that third pitch to incorporate. These batters have already seen fastball sliders, so it's just more of the sequencing now, not necessarily what new to expect.
Absolutely, especially as a right-handed hitter, you're not having to worry about a changeup going away from you. You just got to be on the fastball, but that is much easier said than done, as I've talked about the metrics, the release height, the extension. It's one of the best fastballs in college baseball for a reason. And again, there's a reason he throws it 70% plus of the time. Not many guys throw their fastball that much, and it's better be elite if you're throwing it that much.
Hooked foul right off the Cincinnati dugout. That'll wake you up on a cold, chilly day.
I'd usually be over there pounding dugout snacks right about now, so I probably would have dropped my granola bar.
I was going to ask, where are you at snack-wise in this 3rd inning? Uncrustable, granola bar.
Yes.
Got him. Reared back for a little extra on that one. Tolley punches out his 4th batter. And both pitchers have done well, limiting the traffic.
Here's Josh Tolley, top of the zone. Noise.